Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm an ordinary person with extraordinary aspirations who believes in living life fully alive. Woo! Welcome to Solutions Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. Today's topic, the big payoff, self-discipline. Listen, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, leave a comment. And if you like, you can hit the StreamYard link. That's if you're in YouTube land, you can hit the StreamYard link. What that allows you to do is come up and have a conversation with me. Feel free to do so. And remember, there are some community guidelines, so no profanity, and you must be fully dressed. And guess what? Your background needs to be safe and sound. But anyway, again, my name is Coach B, and today's topic is the big payoff, self discipline. Self discipline. I don't know, it gets a dirty rap sometimes. Self discipline. Sometimes it gets a dirty rap. Self discipline does. If I have self discipline, I won't have no fun. I won't be able to go hang out with my friends. I won't be able to have time to do anything with anybody because I'll be too busy practicing self discipline. Well, let me say to you right here, right now, it is untrue. It is untrue. People who practice self discipline have more time, freedom, and energy. Why? Because they are mastering where their time, their freedom, and their energy is going. Let me say that to you again. People who have self discipline have more time, freedom, and energy because they know where they want to spend their time, and it allows them to have freedom. And on the end of that, they have more energy. And let me throw in a plus. People who have self discipline tend to have more money. Can I say that again? People who tend to have self discipline have more money, especially if it's around financial matters. So let me start here. What are some of the reasons why people lack self discipline? One reason is lack of clarity. They have something that they want to do, they have a goal, something, a task that they want to accomplish, but they are unclear about the goal or the task. In other words, how do I do the task? How do I complete the task? What's needed for the task? The same thing with the goal. And what can happen is that leads to people feeling overwhelmed. And when people feel overwhelmed, they either slow down or they stop doing what they were doing. They slow down and stop doing what they were doing because they're feeling overwhelmed. It feels like a snowball effect. It's almost like things never stop happening. It's one thing after another, after another, after another. And what happens is too many things built up. And what happens? Things are left undone or they're incomplete. So let me talk about the difference between undone and incomplete. So undone, you never started. You never even approached doing the task. So it is left undone. Incomplete, you started the task, but you didn't complete the task. So when people lack self discipline, they become overwhelmed because now there's too many things on the plate, so to speak, to try to manage. And if they're not clear about what should come first, what should come second, then it all builds up to a snowball effect. And 9 times out of 10, things are incomplete or they are undone. And then I see someone is watching. Thank you. If you want to leave a comment, like, or share, feel free to do so. And then identify yourself. I would love to know who you are. And then if it's financial mismanagement, not knowing where your money is going. Where's that money going? You're getting paid, you're earning money, but where is it going? So when people are not clear, they become overwhelmed. And guess what? People love to spend money when they feel stressed out because it's instant gratification and it serves as a pacifier. And 9 times out of 10, people don't really know where their money is going. Self-discipline. Let's talk about that. Self-discipline, as I said earlier, is not a dirty word. So you might say, what is the solution, Coach B? What is the solution? How do we deal with this? Well, let me share some solutions with you. One, set a few moments aside to think about your goal and take notes. Don't, and I repeat, under no circumstances, don't scrap your notes. Don't scrap your notes because it's coming from the inside of you. Whatever you're thinking about, whatever idea that came up, and it may seem like it's out of the blue. Write it down, keep a notebook, keep it. And you might come back to that same idea, that thing that just popped up in your mind, and be like, oh, this is where this item goes now. So don't scrap any of your notes. Don't throw them away. Don't discard them. Don't do any of those things. Keep the notes. Get clear on your goal. And one of the ways you might want to get clear on a particular goal is how much time, energy, and cost will this take to achieve the goal? What do I mean by that? Will it take you 10 minutes to complete the goal? Will it take you a month to complete the goal? And the energy. So there's that debate. When we do things physically, it takes up energy. And when we do things mentally, it takes up energy. So how much energy will you have to spend on completing this goal? I'll give you an example. I'm not as tech savvy as I would like to be. So I have to spend a lot of time and energy and speaking with people, networking with people, and doing, personal and private research on how to get certain things accomplished. I am using physical energy and I'm using mental energy. Am I retaining the information? Can I apply the information? Am I taking notes of the new things that I'm learning? Am I keeping a record of it? Am I keeping track of it, right? So all of these things are elements that fit into the goal. So one is what? I want to identify how much time it's going to take. How much energy is it going to take? And what's the cost? Mentally, emotionally, and or financially. Because some goals or tasks may have a financial ticket associated with it. So in other words, I want to get better at streaming. Do I pay for a platform? How much is the platform? Do I try to use a platform that's free until I can scale up and get better and then have the money to pay for a platform that might give me additional tools to help me with the streaming. And then lastly, the third thing is keeping a record. I had mentioned that earlier. You want to take notes, you want to write things down, you want to clarify your goals. And part of clarifying your goals is understanding what the goal is, how much time, energy, and financial cost is it going to take you to complete the goal. And I want to offer this one warning, and that is this: step by step, a little bit at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much stuff trying to get to the big picture. Stay, stay, stay in a reasonable state. What do I mean? Oh, I want to do this project and it's going to cost me $100,000. If you don't have $100,000, you're going to have to make that smaller. What can I do now that will get me to that level? Are there some smaller things I can do that are helping me move my goal along? How much time, how much energy is it going to take? Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. How much is it going to take for me to accomplish that goal? And again, keep a record of what and where and why. What's your why for the goal? When do you want to accomplish it? What will it take to complete the goal? If it's financial, you want to know where your money is going. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to sit in a workshop, and they were talking about how we are spending money on subscriptions and we're buying with our debit card, and our debit card is attached to different food orders per se, or Amazon, or different companies like that. And we're purchasing, we're making an order, is getting delivered, and we know that we got the product, we know that we got the item, we know how much it costs, but maybe we're not keeping a track of how many things did we buy. How many subscriptions do I have? How often are those subscriptions coming up for payment? Am I keeping a record? And this is a level of discipline. Am I keeping a record of where my money is going? Why am I spending the money the way that I am? Is it because I'm not actually touching the cash? We have debit cards. When I was growing up and you had an account, you used to have this register. And what it did was allow you to enter what your balance was, what you spent, what your new balance was, and you would just keep going along that. What's my opening balance? How much did I spend? How much do I have left? What did I spend? How much do I have left? And you would just keep keeping a record of that. But it allowed you to know where your money was going. Nowadays, we use debit, we have subscription, we have different we have different, and because I don't want to just mention Amazon, but let me just say Amazon because it's the biggest one, right? That we spend a lot of time and money on, a lot of time because we're shopping, and money inside of Amazon, and it's going to either your savings account or it's going to your checking account. And because you may not be paying it off right away, that stuff is building up. And it takes it takes discipline, one, to record where that money is going. Credit cards. Whew. I could do a whole stream on credit cards. How much are you paying in interest? Are you paying down your balances? Where is the money going? And are you double dipping? What do I mean by that? If you're double dipping, Are you spending, is some of your accounts linked to your credit card? Meaning that your credit card, right? You got to pay off your credit card, but your credit card actually has interest on whatever that balance is. Are you accounting for that when you talk about financial discipline? So, you got a subscription, 3 or 4 places. Maybe those subscriptions are tied to your credit card. You're not worried about it because you're paying off something on your credit card. But there's an interest attached to it because there's a balance left. Are you close to the end of your balance on your credit card? Again, self discipline affects so many parts of our life. It affects our finances, it affects our relationships, it affects our personal goals, it affects our professional goals. So, lack of self discipline can create havoc in a person's life. It can create havoc. It can create a snowball effect to the point where there are things, so many things that are incomplete or undone due to a lack of discipline. The opposite of that is when we keep track of what it is that we're doing and we're practicing what we're doing. Let me give you a definition so you can come along with me on this. So, one definition of discipline is to train oneself to do something in a controlled and habitual way. You're training yourself to do something in a habitual way. Now, here's the funny thing. If you're training yourself to spend money and not keep a record or record what it is that you're doing, that's what you trained yourself to do. You trained yourself to spend money, not record where your money is going, and that's discipline. It's not discipline that's working in your favor, but it's still discipline because it's habitual. So, what are the what are some of the gifts of self-discipline? Time, energy, freedom, and money. Let me say that again. What are some of the benefits of What are some of the benefits of self-discipline? Having more time, having more energy, having more freedom, and having more money. Thank you for being a part of Solution Saturdays at 6 p.m. with me, Coach B, the CEO. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and leave a comment. And I'll see you next Saturday.